start this Right to Information Act session. So बेसिकली आपको जो भी क्वेरीज रहेंगी, कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम रहेगा, आप डेफिनेटली आगे चैट बॉक्स में आप डाल सकते हैं ड्यूरिंग जब तक भास्कर जी अपना स्पीच दे रहे हैं। और आपको जो क्वेश्चंस रहेंगे एट द एंड आपको मौका मिलेगा क्वेश्चंस पूछने का। सो वैसे शुरुआत ये पूरा मतलब अपना वर्किंग फ्लो रहेगा। प्लीज आप कोई भी अनम्यूट मत कीजिए फिलहाल के लिए। एंड हम शुरू करने जा रहे हैं। सो आई वेलकम एवरीवन behalf of Praja Foundation, and I welcome Bhaskar Prabhu sir also for this informative session. And I hope everyone is enthusiastic and motivated for this Right to Information Act session. So I would like to introduce first Bhaskar Prabhu sir. बेसिकली भास्कर प्रभु सर मुंबई में कई सालों से राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन एक्ट की मूवमेंट को लेके बहुत काम कर रहे हैं। और जैसे आज हमारे साथ सेशन कर रहे हैं और उसके पहले भी मतलब इसके पूरी पिछले कई दशकों से मतलब 20 साल से तकरीबन उन्होंने ये काम शुरू किया है। और तभी से राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन एक्ट की मूवमेंट को लेके बहुत मतलब काम कर रहे हैं। पहले उन्होंने जो राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन एक्ट की जो शुरुआत है, जैसे कि अभी स्टेट लेवल का राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन एक्ट की जो मूवमेंट थी, नेशनल लेवल के राइट टू मूवमेंट एक्ट की मूवमेंट थी, उसमें काफी योगदान दिया है। बेसिकली भास्कर प्रभु जी जो है वो जेंट्स के लिए जो क्लोथिंग्स है उसका शोरूम चलाते हैं। और साथ ही साथ उन्होंने 2000 में एपिसोड वर्ड में वर्ल्ड सिटीजन फोरम की स्थापना की। और उसके बाद फिर ये पूरा आगे काम कर रहे हैं राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन एक्ट को लेके। इन्होंने 2006 में माहिती अधिकार मंच की स्थापना की। और राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन एक्ट के अवेयरनेस को लेके माहिती अधिकार मंच पिछले कई सालों से बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहा है। जो बेसिकली आज हमने भास्कर प्रभु जी को यहाँ पे भी बुलाया है, तो डेफिनेटली क्योंकि उनका काम देख के आप तक ये इंफॉर्मेशन पहुंचे, इसीलिए। और राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन की जागृति आप तक पहुंचे और आपको पता चले राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन एक्ट किस तरह से इस्तेमाल करते हैं। तो ये भास्कर प्रभु जी के बारे में था। अगेन उनको कुछ जो अवार्ड से नवाजा गया है। बेसिकली 2013 में जूलियो रिबेरो सर की जो एक अध्यक्षता में जो पब्लिक कंसर्न फॉर गवर्नेंस ट्रस्ट पीसीजीटी है, उनके द्वारा उनको आरटीआई आंदोलन में योगदान के लिए और प्रशस्ति पत्र देके सम्मानित किया गया है। उसके साथ साथ बॉम्बे कैथलिक सभा ने भी उनको उत्कृष्ट योगदान आरटीआई में शहर में अच्छे काम के लिए उत्कृष्ट योगदान के लिए भी उनको सम्मानित किया गया है। उसके साथ साथ 2015-16 में आरईएक्स करमवीर ग्लोबल फेलोशिप मान्यता प्राप्त फेलोशिप भी उन्होंने तभी हासिल की। सो बेसिकली ये बहुत सारी चीजें कर रहे हैं। सो आगे मैं भास्कर प्रभु जी को ही विनती करूंगा कि रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि प्लीज कुछ चीजें आपके बारे में बताए और फिर आगे ये राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन एक्ट के सेशन को लेके लोगों को संबोधित करें। थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू मिस्टर पवार, and I welcome all for this session, and most probably you all might have been trained for the various matters pertaining to the citizens' participation, your participation, and how to write articles, etc. Blah 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 blah. But you know, I do not know anything to write. I do not know anything how I should behave myself. I do not know anything, but I just feel that I campaign for right to information, and for me, the country has to take into consideration very serious way the Right to Information Act, because it is the only act which questions the government. And all other acts are in such a way that they question you, they tell you to follow this, they tell you to do this. But this is the only act and the only law which you can question the government about the services that they provide, about the budget that they allocate, about the amount that is spent on downtrodden, that amount spent on your parks, on roads, on each and everything in hospital, and also pertaining to life-saving drugs, how the hospitals are managed, how the drugs are sold. All these things you can ask under the Right to Information Act. The Right to Information Act is basically a act to bring accountability and transparency in the process of the government administration. So I would request all, because this is our talk with question answer sessions. So most probably I will be getting hardly around say 30 minutes. That means up to 5:40 I will be able to speak. And within 40 minutes to complete the whole act, it will be very impractical. So I request all the participants and all the people who have, all the citizens who have joined to this session, to download the act from the Google. You have to, if you click on to RTI Act, you will get all the act, and respective states rules are different. So you may need to, each state participant who are there, then they need to download their state rules. Now, RTI Act is, to tell you from the beginning, is that the movement started in 1985, and it took, to get the whole central government's act, we got it in 2005. So it is just not a small struggle that the people who are involved in the Right to Information Act have done. It's a very long battle, and it's not an act which was say drafted by any government of India especially, but this is the only act which has been drafted by the citizens, and that is why it's very simple. So RTI Act, to read and to know the RTI Act is very simple. It has 31 clauses. Even if you read one clause a day, I think you will be expert within 31 days. So you will know everything about the act. And but reading is a must. Otherwise, you will see that generally it is said that RTI application डालो, 30 दिन में जवाब आएगा और सब कुछ हो जाएगा. ऐसा नहीं है. So this act is like a like in when an agriculturist uses plows the land, it takes a lot of time for he has to put seed, then he has to water, he has to see that climate is properly there, then he has to nurture that land, and then you get all the benefits of ploughing. So it has some efforts, and the efforts are not like that you have to shed your amount a lot. It's not like that. So RTI Act is simple, and all of them must use this RTI Act in the public interest, or also in the self-interest. That's not a problem. But make use of the RTI Act. Now, what is RTI Act? RTI Act was already there prior to getting this act. Like that means it was in freedom of expression. It is that you might be knowing everything about freedom of expression. So it was inbuilt in freedom of expression. That means you cannot express anything unless and until you know about the subject. So earlier we were to all depending on the newspapers or on the news channels or blah blah in whatever way, but we were actually not getting the full information about the schemes, about the budget allocations, about the how the amount will be spent, what are the facilities for scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, tribals, etc. But now this makes it mandatory for government to provide. So the freedom within the freedom of expression, there was a system of getting transparent for transparency. But you know, we got independence from the British. लेकिन क्या हो गया कि गोरे तो चले गए लेकिन काले के ऊपर काले ही आ गए. So the trend which was kept by British through the Official Secret Act 1923, saying everything was secret for them, and this law was brought into force for for their benefit and to enslave the country. So this act is after this act, many portions of the Official Secret Act were nullified, and it automatically it was nullified, and Right to Information Act overrides all the act prior to the Right to Information. So anything to do with the transparency, this Right to Information Act takes the position very clear. So it's very simple to make use of the act, and you have to every state has their own system of RTI application. The fees range from 10 rupees to 50 rupees, and Maharashtra state has 10, central government has 10, and in some states the first appeal proceedings there are no fees, but in some states there are fees. In central government there are no fees for first appeal, and also second appeal, which is done at the Information Commission level of the state, and also central government has its own Information Commission for the central public authorities. Now, what is the difference between the State Information Commission and the Central Information Commission? Under the Central Information Commission, which is when the second appeal is taken into act, all the public authorities which are under the central government, they need to be filed. Second appeal need to be filed at the central government's place, that is at the Central Information Commission. And all the public authorities which come under the state, they need to be, second appeal need to be filed at the State Information Commission. Now the process is very simple. You make an RTI application, and with whatever the information that you require, and in some of the states, the RTI application word restriction has been kept. Now in Maharashtra it is 150 words, in Karnataka it is 150 words, central government it is 500 words. This excludes your name, address, and the public authorities address, and the first appellate authorities names, and etc. So RTI application it would be much better if you are very specific in what information you want from the public authority. It is always better that you just do not write your grievances, because Right to Information Act is not for your grievances, but for getting the information. If any service is not provided, which needs to be provided, you can ask reasons for why this service has not been provided, or what are the who is responsible for to provide the services, what are the amount spent on these services, etc. and etc. Now this application, when you submit it needs to be addressed as the public information officer. When you download from the about the state rules for implementation of this RTI, every state has its own authority to make its rules. So if you download all this from the Google, you will get to know the format of making an RTI application, a format of making a first appeal, and the format of filing a second appeal. So these three formats may differ from state to state, and the central government does not have any format. You have to just write the applications in a blank paper. Even all states, there is nothing which is that the form has been published or something like that, or it is available. But you can just download it from the site and make an RTI application with requisite fees that has been stated by the state. So the moment you make an RTI application, within 30 days, the public authority or the public information officer who is appointed in all the public authorities as per to their requirement, he will respond to you within 30 days. If he does not respond to you within 30 days, that means if it doesn't reply only, then also it is considered that your application has not been considered. Then if he replies to you within 30 days, and if you are not satisfied with that reply, then also then you can have a option of filing a first appeal. And if you are not received a reply also, then you have an option of filing a first appeal. Now, first appeal is basically within the public authority, who is generally a higher officer to the public information officer. So in the when you under the RTI, when you make an application, if the person is below poverty line, then for him there are no RTI application fees are applicable. And even the Act says very clearly that even the information which is to be provided, for that also the below poverty line need not pay. Now, what are the charges for getting the information? The moment the public information officer, if he says your RTI application is received and following is your information, then every state has their own way of fees. Per page fees is charged. That is, in Maharashtra it is 2 rupees. Central government also it is 2 rupees per page up to A3 size. And if it is to be provided in a CD, it is 50 rupees per CD. But now I don't think that CD system has completely gone. So you can give your pen drive and get the copy of it. But generally, nothing is stated in the Act about the pen drive. So, and second is that if you want the information by post, then you will have to pay for postage charges, which the public authority, public information officer will tell you. So when he decides to provide the information, he will just say they say that these are 20 pages at the rate of 2 rupees. It will cost you 40 rupees. So you please make the payment at this place. So that way the reply must come. And every public information officer, when he replies, he should state his email ID, official email ID. Generally, no public authority or no government department can have email ID with Gmail, Yahoo, blah. In those types of email are not allowed to be stated, nor allowed to be used. It's only the email IDs which I have @gov.in. This needs to end with it. But many public authorities are not following this government restriction. It's actually a violation of the IT Act of the government. So whenever you receive a reply, there should be an email ID stated. There should be his contact number stated. Then his timing of making a payment of additional fees for getting the information, it needs to be stated. All these details have to be stated in his response to your application. Now, say for example, you are not satisfied with the information that you get, then there is a provision of filing a second appeal. Filing a first appeal. First appellate authority is generally from the first, generally from the higher officer to the public information officer. Then you have to file a first appeal with giving the reasons why you are appealing and what information has not been provided to you and whether it is delayed or whatever the reason. That means you need to file it in such a way, background of the case, facts of the case, and then the grievance, then relief sought. So these 3 points have to be written in the first appeal and the second appeal applications. Now, first, when you file the first appeal, the appeal proceedings needs to be completed within 30 days and extended to 45 days. That means within 30 days, he has to do it, your appeal proceedings. And if he wants to have an extension of maximum 15 days are provided, but he has to give the reasons why you want the extension period of additional 15 days or 5 days or 10 days, whatever. That means your appeal proceedings must get complete within 45 days, including giving you a speaking order in your hand. That's the reason. It cannot be that he will take appeal hearing, he will call you for hearing, he will listen everything, and sit on the file continuously. No, the act is very clear that he has to provide everything maximum in 45 days. So even after 45 days in that order, if you are not satisfied with the judgment given, then within 90 days, you have a provision of filing a second appeal at the Information Commission. Now, all the state matters will have to be filed with the State Information Commission, and all the central government public authorities issues have to be filed at the Central Information Commission, which is based in Delhi. And every state will have its own system of having the place of filing a first appeal. Maharashtra has a different way of having the second appeal process. That means every division has one Information Commission office. So which is not there in anywhere in India. It's only in Maharashtra. So now how many information commissioners can be appointed is that there can be only maximum 10 information commissioners per state, plus one additional one chief information commissioner. So there will be 11 information commissioners who are independent of taking their own decisions. No information commissioner can dictate to other information commissioner how the hearing is conducted, whether he has done right or wrong. The Information Commission's decision is final under the Right to Information Act. So there is no system where, say, for example, you file a second appeal in the state, and if you are not satisfied with the Information Commission's order of the state, then you file further one more at the Central Information Commission. So it's not the state government decision. If it is with the state public authority, State Information Commission decision is final. If it is a public authority of the central government, then the Central Information Commission's decision is final. So if you want to go beyond this, then you will have to file a writ petition in the High Court against the Information Commission's order. All Information Commission's order or the First Appellate Authority's orders are given in good faith. So, so you cannot just file a complaint. The appellate authority was not. You can plead and take remedial action from the Information Commission. Now, what happens if the what are the additional points which are there in Right to Information Act is that anybody can file the RTI application. There is no age limit. There is no minimum age limit. According to me, even if a child cries and he wants to express something to the state government or anything, that can be considered as an application to the state, because there is no age limit provided of minimum age limit or the maximum age limit. So anybody can file the RTI Act. Now there are some provisions in the Act, that is Section 4. Now we consider it Section 4 to be heart of the Right to Information Act. So all of them needs to go through this Section 4 very well. It has 17 clauses, 17 sub-clauses, and which is a obligation of the public authority to publish everything on their website, so that there are minimum RTI applications which are there. So whichever the niche point of public authority that you are interested in, you need to see that the Section 4 manual is published or not, and go through it, and then you will come to know. The Section 4 is so vast that, say, for example, if you are standing in a bus stand, and that bus stand is a place of bus stand of any bus public authority of the bus provider service, then that every detail of that bus stand, of the stops, of the bus numbers, everything should be provided. That is transparency to that level, and that much is the requirement. So it's a very vast, it's an ocean. The more you go through it, the more you can recommend to the government that this needs to be included in the suo motu obligations of publishing on their website for the public to access it all over India. That means it should be so, the public authority should be so transparent. A Maharashtra person can get the details of a Delhi government from by sitting here. There is no necessary, it should not be that he makes a files an RTI and then gets. So it's a suo motu obligations of the public authority, which is stated in section 4 of the Right to Information Act. Now, whether the Right to Information Act has to be filed physically, yes, there are some states who have made the provision of filing an online, like Maharashtra state has a provision of filing the RTI application online, and the central government has the facility of filing application online. You can Google the RTI Act online, you will get to know the many states who have made this provision. Now, filing an online, now, what are the charges for filing an RTI application? For filing an RTI application is ₹10. In Maharashtra, it can be 10 rupees court fee stamp is accepted. Postal order is accepted. Pay order is accepted. Demand draft is accepted. Money order is accepted. And all these are the different ways, and the cash against receipt at the submitted at the public authority is accepted. The central government also has the same provisions. There is no court fee stamp accepting in a system in the central government. And in online, you can make the payment by different modes of online payments, including credit cards. You can make the payment. Maharashtra, unfortunately, charges for online payment additional 5 to 6 rupees more, which is illegal, but still it is continuing. Central government does not take any additional charges. 10 rupees means it's only 10 rupees. And for second appeal, anyhow, there are no charges. So you can file an online second appeal, first appeal in the central government's website. In the state government, Maharashtra state government has these provisions. So rest of the people who are from different states, please refer to your state government's policy of filing a first appeal and second appeal for online. Not all states have started the online facility, but physical everywhere it is there, so there is no problem. Now there will be questions as to how I will file an RTI application. I do not know who is the public information officer. Then you need not worry about it. You just, at least you know which public authority handles the grievance, handles the issues that you would like to take it under RTI. If it is the corporation, you just write to the public information officer, to the office of, or to the office of municipal commissioner, and submit at the municipal commissioner's office. It will be his responsibility to forward your application to the concerned public information officer, and you have to get a reply from that concerned public information officer. In the same way, you may say that, "Arey Baba, I have not received any response from the PIO. How I will know about who is the first appellate authority for appealing for my applications submitted at the to the public information?" You need not worry about this also. You just file, but it needs to be addressed as the first appellate authority to the office of the public information officer where you had submitted the RTI application, and write a note stating that I did not receive any response from the public information officer, so I am submitting the application at the PIO level. It will be his responsibility to forward my application to the first appellate authority for appeal proceeding. So these are the two things that you can take into consideration if there is no response at all from the public information officer. Now, these are the basic things, and additional, if you are there, the more and more you you go through the act, more and more you use the act, you will come to know about it. Now, there is one basic, very nice provision in the RTI Act, is that you have been given permission, you have been given right to inspect the works done by the public authority. Now, there are many claims by the all the state government, central government, about the toilets, about the hospitals, about the facilities or anything. So you can take the information and inspect yourself whether it is a fact. Now it is said that there are more than 11 crore or something, 11,000 crore toilets in this country. At least check in your area how many toilets have been constructed with the central funds or central funds which have been given to the state and which have been transferred to the local corporations or local councils to construct it. You can do this because this right has been provided to you under section 2JI of the Right to Information Act, where the inspection rights are given of documents and also the works. So you can go through the act, read that section 2, which is immediately after the section 1. So this is why this is very important is that the social audit, which has been given much importance in under the Manrega matter. So social audit can be conducted by taking this this clause and mobilizing to the people and informing the people whether how these services are provided and what are the provisions and announce it. And this is generally called as we call it as public hearing or a Jan Sunwai. We do a lot of such of efforts of conducting a social audit and informing the public under the program called as Jan Sunwai, which gives a pressure on the public authority to be accountable and to provide the services as engraved in the contract or as then after this, after doing a social audit, you can suggest the lacunas that have been there in the work done or additional facilities that you can want by the that are needed for the public. These are all the system where the social audit plays an important. Even the CAG has said that the social audit is the only solution for bringing the accountability in the public system. Now, say for example, what are the advantages of going to the second appeal if you are not satisfied is that it is the only information commission can levy penalty on the public information officer, whose penalties start from 250 rupees per day up to maximum of 25,000 per application till he gives the information. So if you have not got the information very correctly, or he has malafidely he has not provided you the information, or if he has destroyed the information, blah blah, as stated in the RTI Act, you will come to know about it is stated in the section 20 that 250 rupees per day is levied on the public information officer as per to the situations, the way the public information officer responded. Now this is not that if he doesn't respond, the penalty will be levied by default. It will be taken into consideration. The Information Commission decides judiciously whether the penalty can be levied or not. So it is his authority to levy the penalty or not. There is also a provision under the section 20 to call for an inquiry on the public information officer for delaying tactics, not providing the information, correct information, not working as per to the provisions of the Right to Information Act. So these are all the provisions which are there in the Right to Information Act, where the citizens can bring accountability in their small local area. You need not think about the very larger area. Of course, if you are a big group, then definitely you can think about the larger area. But if you are an individual, if you are a small group, if you are in a cooperative society, you can think about bringing accountability in the public distribution system, which is there in the every area has a public distribution system shop. You can take the details of how much ration had come, how much it was distributed, who are all eligible persons for the scheme, whether they have been given that or not. You can see. जब हम तो सब मंदिर में जाते हैं, मस्जिद में जाते हैं, चर्च में जाते हैं, गुरुद्वारा में जाते हैं, और उधर हम सिर्फ पूजा करके या ये बाकी सब करके अपना देश वो खुद काम नहीं करेगा. Actually, he has given you brains, he has given you capacity, he has given you capacity to work for the downtrodden. So it is your responsibility that he has kept thrust on you all, that you will be working for the downtrodden. How can the superpower can come for down and work for them? So we, the better placed people, need to work for the downtrodden. Downtrodden cannot just fight for their justice, because the moment he asks in the ration shop, अरे मुझे चावल नहीं मिला, तो दूसरे दिन उसको मिलेगा ही नहीं. सो उसके लिए झगड़ने वाला कौन है? उसके लिए झगड़ने वाले हम सभी हैं, जो हमें पढ़ने की ताकत दी है, हमें लिटरेसी मिलने की भी एक सुविधा मिली है या प्रोविजंस मिले हैं. लेकिन इन दिस कंट्री देयर आर लॉट ऑफ लिटरेट्स, बट वी आर स्टिल टू बी एजुकेटेड. That why the literacy has been taken by us is that we need to be educated more, and an illiterate person is better educated than the literate person. He fights for the causes, he fights for the other. I say बहुत लोग हैं, like if you take Anna Hazare, he is not 100% literate, but उन्होंने क्या बदल लेके आए हैं. कितने तो ऐसे लोग हमारे देश में हैं जो लिटरेट नहीं है लेकिन एजुकेटेड है. लेकिन हमारे वहां लिटरेट बहुत सारे हैं लेकिन अभी तक एजुकेटेड नहीं हुए हैं. तो आई फील दैट फ्रेंड्स, दिस इज द बेसिक दैट यू कैन गो थ्रू, एंड you will be able to bring change, lot of changes in this country by bringing transparency. Now I would like to inform you one more thing. I will take 1 minute and then we can have a question and answer sessions. Is that you might have read about the Digital Personal and Digital Protection Act, which is generally called as DPDP bill. Under this bill, the present government has proposed that no personal information will be provided, because there is a digital bill, personal bill जो आया है वो personal information save करने के लिए आया है, which we find is like diluting this Right to Information Act, because Right to Information Act में clearly बता दिया है whatever the information that MPs and MLAs can procure from the government is available to the common citizen. Now this clause is removed under the guise of the DPDP bill. So I request all the participants to write to the Prime Minister that do not amend the Right to Information Act, and also do not bring provisions of the DPDP bill curtailing the rights which have been given under the Right to Information Act. It will be much better if you go through the DPDP bill under point 29 and 30. The proposal was put and it has been passed by the Parliament. Of course, it has still, there is no notification, but I feel that DPDP will curtail the provisions of the Right to Information Act for the personal information which are in public interest, because it had a Right to Information had a clause stating that if there is any personal information, if it is in the public interest, it needs to be published. So I do understand that what will be the personal information which will be in the public interest. There are various matters where the public money is used for the public authorities personal. That will become all personal information, and we will be diluted for it. So my dear friends, so go through this Right to Information Act, and also go through 3 videos which are there in the YouTube. You will get it. I will name it. हम जानेंगे, ये एक वीडियो ट्यूब है, और RTI एंथम जो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने निकाला है, ये एक YouTube में अवेलेबल है. And then you need to see one talk by Margaret Heffernan, which is there in the TED Talks. It has a title of Willful Blindness. That means there are there are a lot of people who have willful blindness. That means willful blindness means that हम देख कर भी हम अंधे का जैसा जो करते हैं, यही है willful blindness. और जो willful blindness जैसे रहते नहीं है, उनके लिए यही देश चलता है, उनके लिए ही दुनिया बदलती है. इसलिए आपने वो TED Talk जरूर देखना है, which is of Margaret Heffernan. and it is even if you do a willful blindness YouTube, you might get it. But these three YouTube, this thing you see it, which are there for around 9 to 10 minutes of each YouTube, and you will come to know that why this Right to Information Act and why the citizens who do not behave in a way of willful blindness are required for any changes that has to come for the people at large. Thanking you all who are listening to me, and listening. I have used the word listening. I have not used the word hearing. Listening means getting into your mind to do the work. Thank you. Any questions pertaining to this? I will answer because there are 15 minutes left.
Yes, thank you, sir. Now I would like to request. Yes. Okay.
Hello, sir. Am
Mir
I
Singh.
audible? Yeah.
Mir Singh, yeah.
So my question was, I've observed in the RTI thing that when a proposal is sent, the authority officer or the adhikari states that the information which I was asking is not available. So various departments have the system to destroy a certain type of information over a certain period of time. So, for example, buildings department, they may destroy some records over a 5 period or over a period of 10 years due to incapacity or anything. So when we, if you like to ask some old records or recent records, but they state that we do not have this information, it's not available with us, it's empty.
Fine, I got your question. The thing is that there is with the Right to Information Act, you will have to go through the every state has its own Record Maintenance Act, and also public authority. Central government has a Public Records Act. So these records which are under the Right to Information Act, whatever is there with them, that will be provided. Whatever is not there, they cannot provide it. Nor they will provide you any opinion on your applications done. They will not be able to create an information for you. So if the record maintenance, as per to the record maintenance, if the records are to be maintained for 5 years, 10 years, or any particular years, and if you are asking beyond that, then they may say that the particular record is not there. But under the provision, you can ask please provide me the record destruction details. So that it will be the question that you have to file and ask again, that please provide me the record destructed details, which they need to keep a record, what are the files they have destroyed and what are available. And the second is that every document has its own. Building proposal also has its own, the permanent records which needs to be kept, and non-permanent records as per to the years it's kept, and only on that you will get the information. Next.
Yeah, thank you, Mish. Yes, AL.
Right. So I was curious. So they do tell us that, like, 30 days they are supposed to give us the answer on if you file an RTI. So how long does it actually take on average? Does it take exactly 30 days, or can it take less? And like, if less, then how long on average?
I think you before application, you are assuming how the other side will behave. I think this is not expected from any activist. That means अगर वो 30 दिन से ज्यादा लगेगा तो आप काम ही नहीं करेंगे, ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता है. See, it depends. Every person has his own way of working. The 30 days is the maximum that time is given under the Right to Information Act to provide you the information. So he may reply within 5 days, 10 days, 15 days, 20 days. And the after and to make a first appeal, the additional 30 days time is given for you to file a first appeal. That means if you receive say response on for your first 1 तारीख को आपने एप्लीकेशन किया, 15 तारीख को आपको जवाब आया, तो नेक्स्ट महीने के 15 तारीख के पहले आपको फर्स्ट अपील करना है. If you don't receive a reply, then if you have filed on first and if you don't receive any reply up to 30th, then you have next 30 days to file a first appeal. So file an appeal, and if they don't provide you in a one, then as an activist, the word activist is I generally don't use, because if you are working in a public interest, then you have to agitate your own way of writing letters, telling about the officer that he is not working. That's the way. There is no necessary that for every agitation means to come on the roads is not agitation. Write letters is also a type of agitation.
Understood. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Amit?
सर माय क्वेश्चन इज सबसे पहले तो सर आपने जो बताया इसके आरटीआई के बारे में कि लाइक वी कैन आस्क अ क्वेश्चन रिलेटेड टू पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिस्टम एंड सम टॉयलेट कंस्ट्रक्शंस, मतलब कुछ भी ऐसा जो ऑफिशियल काम हो रहा हो जिसमें हम कुछ क्वेश्चन कर सकते हैं एज अ सिटीजन। तो सर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन था कि आई एम फ्रॉम मुंबई और हमने लास्ट ईयर से जब से कोविड के आफ्टर द कोविड वी हैव रीड मल्टीपल टाइम न्यूज़पेपर की लाइक म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशंस में बीएमसी कोविड स्कैम इस तरीके की चीजें हमने पढ़ी न्यूज़पेपर वगैरह में। सो कैन वी आस्क क्वेश्चन ऑन दीज इश्यूज?
You can ask question on any issues if the service is done by the any public authority. लेकिन आप मुझे बताइए, आपने तो बहुत हमारे वहाँ न्यूज़पेपर जो ऐसा चीज है, आई एम अ वेरी फ्रैंक टॉकर और मेरी बात बहुत लोगों को खटकती है। मैं बोलता हूँ आपने अभी तक आरटीआई एप्लीकेशन की शुरुआत नहीं की है। You are not crossed even the first standard. So you can ask about this scam, but आप पूछने के बाद में आपको इंफॉर्मेशन इतनी आएगी आपको देख नहीं पाएंगे।
हाँ सर, ऐसा सेकंड क्वेश्चन ये भी था कि मतलब मल्टीपल टाइम
डोंट फील डिसहार्टेड। मगर क्या होता है कि मुझे भी प्रजा ने बुलाया क्योंकि मुझे कम से कम 20-25 साल उन्होंने देखा होगा भी ये कुछ तो कर रहा है। सो प्लीज डू स्टार्ट एंड टेक। आप अपने आजू बाजू में मुंबई में हो तो आपके एरिया में पब्लिक डिस्पेंसरीज हैं। आपने अभी पेपर में पढ़ा होगा, न्यूज में पढ़ा होगा, हॉस्पिटल में 30 डेथ हो गए। आप केम हॉस्पिटल में पूछिए कितने डेथ हुए। सो डेथ्स इज अ कॉमन, डेथ्स आपको बहुत ही मिलते हैं, लेकिन पॉलिटिकल रिक्वायरमेंट के हिसाब में डेथ की पब्लिसिटी होती है। तो आप पूछिए आपके परिसर में पीडीएस के बारे में पूछिए, टॉयलेट्स के बारे में पूछिए। तो ये सब आप पूछेंगे तो बहुत अच्छा रहेगा। मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि आप स्कैम के बारे में मत पूछिए, आप जरूर पूछिए, लेकिन आप उस चीज को हैंडल कर पाओगे क्या, ये बात चीज है। आप पूछेंगे भैया, लेकिन स्कैम आप ये तो क्वेश्चन नहीं कर सकते हैं कि एक मिनट, आई एम जस्ट गेटिंग ए कॉल, आई विल कम बैक। जस्ट
चलेगा सर, चलेगा।
श्योर सर। सो
हेलो, हाँ बोल, मी मीटिंग में थे, बोल फटाफट बोल। अरे यार तुला माहित नाही क्या है कपड़े।
ओके, सो गाइस, जब तक भास्कर जी आ रहे हैं तो डेफिनेटली राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन एक्ट के बारे में जैसे उन्होंने बताया कि बहुत सारी क्वेश्चंस आप मतलब पूछ सकते हैं गवर्नमेंट को। आप कोई भी चीज के लिए पूछ सकते हो। जो संसद को या एमएलएस को जो इंफॉर्मेशन दे सकते हैं वो इंफॉर्मेशन हमें जानने का हक। आप इतना ही ध्यान रखो कि हमें जो इंफॉर्मेशन गवर्नमेंट संसद में दे सकता है या जो अपनी जो स्टेट असेंबली होती है उसमें दे सकता है, कॉरपोरेशन के जो इसमें दे सकता है, तो वो इंफॉर्मेशन हमें जानने का है। ओके, यस भास्कर जी।
हाँ बोलिए। यू आर नॉट ऑडिबल।
सर आप बोल रहे थे, आप अपनी बात कह रहे थे, मैं आपको ही सुन रहा था। आप बोल रहे थे कि आप अलग अलग इश्यूज पे क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं।
हाँ, अलग अलग जनरली क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं, मतलब आप इंफॉर्मेशन ले सकते हैं। तो मैं कहता हूँ कि आपके नजर के नजरिया में छोटे छोटे इश्यूज बहुत हैं, पोर्टल्स हैं। अभी बीच में हमने लिया था नए सिस्टम में चालू हो गया कि पब्लिक टॉयलेट्स हैं, क्लीनिंग कितने बार करते हैं, 30-30 साल तक उनको कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दिया जाता है, वेदर एज पर टू द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट वो मेंटेन कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे हैं। ये सब बातें आप पूछ सकते हैं। आप पूछ तो कुछ सकते हैं, उनके पास रिकॉर्ड रहेंगे, लेकिन आप ये नहीं पूछ सकते हैं कि स्कैम हुआ क्या।
अच्छा,
स्कैम आप कब प्रूव करोगे? जब आप इंफॉर्मेशन लेके उसकी रिसर्च करोगे, उसके बारे में नोट तैयार करोगे, थीसिस तैयार करोगे, तो है ना, ये छोटा काम नहीं है, बहुत बड़ा काम है। अभी जो हम शेड्यूल कास्ट शेड्यूल ट्राइब के बारे में हमने डिटेल निकाला है ऑल ओवर इंडिया। दिल्ली में 12 और 14 तारीख को एक मीटिंग है और उसके लिए कम से कम बहुत टाइम लगा। सभी स्टेट वालों ने एप्लीकेशंस की, कुछ जगह में जवाब मिला, कुछ जगह में नहीं मिला। सो उससे बनने के बाद में कम से कम 6 महीने के बाद में 120 120 है 140 पेज का रिपोर्ट बन गया। सो it's a long process. So you will have to if you want to say, if you are assuming that there is something wrong or scam happening, then you will have to do a very good effort. So वो उतने बड़े पैमाने में नहीं जाके अपने छोटे छोटे पैमाने में जाने के बाद में आपको उसमें एक्सपीरियंस मिलेगा, काम कैसा करना मिलेगा, आपके साथ लोग जुड़ेंगे, क्योंकि आदमी भी तो लगते हैं ना हर एक चीज के लिए। आज मैं अकेला हूं, मैं जितना कर सकता हूं मैं कर सकता हूं, प्रजा के पास टीम है, हाँ हम उतना नहीं कर पाएंगे, लेकिन जो भी होता है हम करते हैं।
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू सर।
ओके, टेक केयर।
Okay, guys, more questions? Please raise your hand if you have any questions. Okay, so मुझे लगता है कि questions नहीं है, but मेरा एक पर्सनल क्वेश्चन है। देखिए मुस्कान का क्वेश्चन है, प्लीज मुस्कान गो अहेड। Yes, yes.
Bhaskar sir, I have this question कि whistleblowers are they protected under the RTI Act कि हमें अलग से एक separate act लाना चाहिए for the protection of whistleblowers and RTI activists?
अब हाँ, भारत में बहुत लोगों की सब कुछ इच्छाएं बहुत है, लेकिन सब कुछ इच्छाएं पूरी होती हैं ऐसे नहीं है। हम हमारे हर एक रोज आदमी मंदिर जाता है, मस्जिद जाता है और अपनी इच्छाएं पूछते रहता है, और भगवान तो मरने तक इच्छाएं पूरी नहीं करते हैं, या कुछ एक चांस देता है पूरे जीवन काल में। भगवान भी सोच सोच के 1, 2 या 3 लक सिस्टम का एक चांस देता है, और उस लक को लेना हमें आता है कि नहीं वो भी देखता है। सो इसलिए आपने बात तो बहुत अच्छी कही है। ये विजिल ब्लोअर एक्ट के बारे में हमारे देश में आंदोलन हुए हैं और हम लोग ने सबमिट भी किया है। विजिल ब्लोअर एक्ट पास भी हुआ है, लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली उस विजिल ब्लोअर एक्ट के लिए रूल्स इस गवर्नमेंट ने अभी तक बनाए नहीं है। यानी 2014 को जब हमारी लास्ट जो गवर्नमेंट थी, उन्होंने विजिल ब्लोअर एक्ट तो पास कर लिया। उसके बहुत एजिटेशंस हो गए, ऐसे नहीं है कि वो भी एक्ट ऐसे ही आया है, लेकिन उसके बाद में जो रूल्स बनने चाहिए विजिल ब्लोअर एक्ट के लिए, एक्चुअली रूल्स के जो सजेशन दिए हैं विजिल ब्लोअर एक्ट को एकदम डाइल्यूट करके दिया है, क्योंकि विजिल ब्लोअर को ही पेनल्टी लगवाने की प्रोविजंस डाली है, ताकि अगर विजिल ब्लोअर ने अगर कुछ गलत इंफॉर्मेशन दी, ऐसा प्रूव हो गया तो उसको जेल होगी। सो ये प्रोविजंस है, लेकिन आप गूगल करिए विजिल ब्लोअर एक्ट के बारे में, आपको विजिल ब्लोअर एक्ट मिल जाएगा, आप पढ़ लीजिए, सजेशन कीजिए, एंड करंट प्राइम मिनिस्टर को आप लेटर लिख सकते हैं, भैया आप अपने अभी तक विजिल ब्लोअर एक्ट के तहत रूल्स नहीं लाए हैं। सो एक्सपेक्टेशन है, जेन्युइन एक्सपेक्टेशंस करते हैं, उसके लिए एजिटेशंस भी हुए हैं। सो विजिल ब्लोअर एक्ट ऑलरेडी है, मगर रूल्स अब तक आए नहीं है, इसलिए वो इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं हो पा रहा है।
ओके, थैंक यू। एक क्वेश्चन चैट बॉक्स में भी हमें रिसीव हुआ है, जिसके अंदर जो जनशक्ति टीम है वो पूछना चाहती है कि एक आरटीआई एप्लीकेशंस में कितने साल तक की इंफॉर्मेशन हम पूछ सकते हैं, उसका कुछ लिमिट है क्या?
There is no limit under the Right to Information Act. Actually, Right to Information Act में एक clause ऐसे है कि information which is beyond 20 years, it comes under the Section 4, यानी वो खुद होके पब्लिश होने चाहिए, आर्काइव्स में मिलना चाहिए। लेकिन इसलिए तो जब हमारे जो वाजपेयी ने जो भी लेटर्स लिखे थे पर्टेनिंग टू इंडो पाकिस्तान वॉर के टाइम में, वो भी पूछा गया। सुभाष चंद्र जी के जो इश्यूज हैं वो भी पूछे गए, पूछ तो सकते हैं आप कुछ, लेकिन रिकॉर्ड्स रहे तो आपको देने चाहिए।
ओके, आई थिंक और कोई क्वेश्चन रिसीव नहीं हुआ है, और किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन है क्या? ओके, गो अहेड।
या सो मेरा लास्ट क्वेश्चन था सर कि हम आरटीआई लिखते हैं, लेकिन हम जनरल में कोई भी आरटीआई लिखे तो उसके मतलब एक कौन सी पद्धति होनी चाहिए आरटीआई लिखने की? क्या फॉर्मेट होता है कुछ, या फिर कोई प्रॉपर क्वेश्चनिंग का मेथड होता है जो जिससे हम वो सामने वाला अधिकारी हमको भटका ना सके हमारे क्वेश्चन से, या जो भी हम मुद्दे में लिख रहे हैं, तो ऐसे
आपके
कोई?
आपने शुरुआत करना चाहिए, जैसे जैसे आपकी गलती होती है वैसे वैसे सुधार लेना चाहिए। और फॉर्मेट वगैरह जो भी है आरटीआई एप्लीकेशन के फॉर्मेट सब वो स्टेट के आरटीआई एप्लीकेशन फॉर्मेट्स अलग है, आप देख के वो डाउनलोड करके ले सकते हैं। लेकिन ऐसा कोई फॉर्मेट ऐसा नहीं कि आप ऐसा पूछोगे तो वैसा होगा, वैसा पूछोगे तो ऐसा, वैसा कुछ नहीं है। यू विल हैव टू डू योर एफर्ट्स, लर्न इट। वे भी होशियार हैं, जरूर होशियार होने चाहिए, क्योंकि 16 साल हो गए आरटीआई एक्ट आने के बाद। तो naturally the public authorities will be intelligent enough to handle your RTA applications. So you need to be intelligent enough to make an RTA application. That's it.
ओके, आई थिंक सारे क्वेश्चंस भी कवर किए हैं। मुझे लगता है और भी कुछ क्वेरीज रहेगी आपकी, तो आप डेफिनेटली आगे भी हमें पूछ सकते हैं। प्रजा भी काफी सालों से राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन एक्ट को लेके काम करता है, बहुत सारे एप्लीकेशंस फाइल करता है। इवन हम लोग सेशंस भी लेते हैं राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन एक्ट के। बट जिस तरह से भास्कर प्रभु जी पिछले कई सालों से जब काम कर रहे हैं, तो डेफिनेटली हमने ये सोचा कि उनको सुनना काफी बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है, और आप सबके लिए भी एक मोटिवेशन रहेगा इनका, मतलब जो एक्सपीरियंस रहा है। तो मैसेज में क्वेश्चन है। ओके ओके ओके, रिसीव एक क्वेश्चन और हुआ है। जब हम ऑनलाइन आरटीआई फाइल करते हैं तो वह डिपार्टमेंट नेम पूछता है, तो ये डिपार्टमेंट नेम कहाँ से मालूम कर सकते हैं? जैसे एमसीजीएम का डिपार्टमेंट होता है, ऐसा एक क्वेश्चन आया है।
नहीं, लेकिन ऑनलाइन जब आप आरटीआई एप्लीकेशन करते हैं तो एप्लीकेशन पोर्टल, ऑनलाइन एप्लीकेशन पोर्टल में ही वो डिपार्टमेंट्स के डिटेल दिए हुए रहते हैं। तो उस डिपार्टमेंट से जाके बाद में सब डिपार्टमेंट में आपका आरटीआई एप्लीकेशन चला जाएगा। लेकिन अभी तक म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन इज नॉट लिंक्ड टू दी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स आरटीआई साइट। सो लोगों ने डिमांड करना चाहिए।
तो बीएमसी का डेफिनेटली पोर्टल मतलब अब तक ऑनलाइन नहीं हुआ है, तो ऑफलाइन एप्लीकेशन फाइल करने पड़ते हैं मुंबई कॉर्पोरेशन के लिए स्पेसिफिकली।
हाँ, लेकिन आप ऐसा कर सकते हैं कि आप स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के वेबसाइट में जाके यू कैन फाइल इट टू द ऑफिस ऑफ द चीफ मिनिस्टर, और द ऑफिस ऑफ द चीफ मिनिस्टर हैज टू फॉरवर्ड इट टू द बीएमसी अंडर द सेक्शन 6(3). आप 6(3) पढ़िए तब आपको पता चलेगा। तो सब लोग ने एक मुहिम के थ्रू से, यानी सब लोग ने, जितने भी बीएमसी के रिक्वायरमेंट्स है, आप चीफ मिनिस्टर के साइट में, आरटीआई के ऑनलाइन साइट में जाइए और टू द ऑफिस ऑफ चीफ मिनिस्टर डाल दीजिए। उसकी जिम्मेदारी रहेगी अंडर सेक्शन 6(3) he has to forward it to the proper public authority. अंडर 6(3) एक ऐसा है कि आपका एप्लीकेशन, अगर समझो आपने एमटीएनएल में एप्लीकेशन डाला और आपकी इंफॉर्मेशन जो है वो म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन में है, तो he has to forward that application to municipal corporation within 5 days from the date of receiving the RTA application. लेकिन ऐसा मत कीजिए। लेकिन ये जो चीज है, तो हम तो सभी पब्लिक अथॉरिटी को हम कह रहे हैं कि आप महाराष्ट्र के वेबसाइट के लिंक करके लीजिए, लेकिन कोई नहीं कर रहा है। और इस चीज के लिए अगर म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन इज द हाईएस्ट रिसीवर ऑफ आरटीआई एप्लीकेशन, मोर देन 1 लाख एप्लीकेशंस म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन में आते हैं, तो हम कहते हैं कि आप उसको लिंक कीजिए स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के इस आरटीआई पोर्टल के वहाँ। लेकिन म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन इज नॉट रीडिंग, स्टेट दैट कि हमें 10 रुपया नहीं मिलता है, इसलिए हम नहीं करेंगे। So there are various issues. So you can file it to the Chief Minister's office. It will be his responsibility to forward it to the म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन एट अंडर सेक्शन 6(3). ये तो बहुत लोग मुझे बोलते हैं कि अरे ऑफिसर्स भी बोलते हैं बीएमसी के, अरे ऐसा मत पब्लिश करो, हम तो मर जाएंगे फिर। मैं बोला नहीं कोई बात नहीं, तो फिर लिंक करा लो। So and even the state government is not making any effort to forcibly link the all public authorities to the state government's website. तो लोगों का दबाव ही ये उपयोग होगा, नहीं तो हमारे देश में कोई भी काम, एक तो पुलिस का दबाव, नहीं तो लोगों का दबाव से ही काम होता है। खुद होके काम कभी कुछ होता नहीं है। जितने भी अभी हमारे देश में लिटरेट है, उनके ऊपर भी कुछ दबाव आएगा तो वे एजुकेटेड होंगे, नहीं तो कभी नहीं एजुकेटेड होंगे। धन्यवाद।
ओके, सो गाइस, ये एक मौका है डेफिनेटली जो आज राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन एक्ट के बारे में आपको जानने की मतलब जानने मिला। तो इसको ओनली जानने तक सीमित मत रखिए, इसको थोड़ा पढ़िए। जिन्होंने जैसे बोला 31 सेक्शन ये है, आर्टिकल्स है, दिन में एक भी पढ़ेंगे तो 31 दिन में खत्म हो जाएगा। तो मुझे लगता है कि इतना बड़ा नहीं है, एक छोटा सा ही राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन एक्ट का अधिनियम है। हम पढ़ते हैं तो डेफिनेटली उसके बारे में हमारी जानकारी जब हम लोग उसको प्रैक्टिस में लाएंगे तभी होगी। सबसे पहला जैसे क्वेश्चन था कि हम गलतियां करेंगे, ये करेंगे, आप गलतियों से सीखेंगे। जब तक हम लोग गलतियां नहीं करेंगे हमें सीखने नहीं मिलेगा। कोई भी ऐसा फॉर्मेट नहीं है जो परफेक्ट हो। सामने वाले का दिमाग में क्या है, हमें ऑफिसर कैसा रिस्पॉन्स करेगा, ऐसा कोई परफॉर्मा नहीं है, कोई फॉर्मेट नहीं कि एकदम परफेक्ट वर्ड में आप लिखोगे। सामने वाला उसका कुछ अलग मीनिंग निकाल सकता है। तो डेफिनेटली वो धीरे धीरे आप सीखोगे कि कैसे लिखना है। बस उसके लिए कुछ चीजें हैं बेसिक, वो समझना जरूरी है। जैसे सेक्शन 4 है, उसके बारे में जानकारी जरूरी है। जैसे इंस्पेक्शन का राइट है, उसके बारे में जानकारी जरूरी है, क्योंकि इसी को लेके ही सवाल आते हैं और ऑफिसर्स इसको लेके ही उसका रेस्पॉन्स करते हैं। तो डेफिनेटली ये चीजें आप पढ़िए, समझिए और प्रैक्टिस में लाइए। जब तक आप प्रैक्टिस में लाना शुरू नहीं करेंगे तब तक डेफिनेटली हम लोग जैसे इलरेट है बट एजुकेटेड नहीं है, वो बहुत अच्छा आज का ये हमारे लिए है कि जब तक हम लोग खुद शुरू नहीं करेंगे तो देश के लिए काम कौन करेगा। हम सोच रहे कि हम सुपर पावर होंगे, कैसे होंगे जब तक हम खुद पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करेंगे। और बहुत लोगों का ये रहता है सिटीजन के कि हमें पार्टिसिपेशन का मौका नहीं है। ये एक पार्टिसिपेशन का जरिया है जो आप हर वक्त पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं देश के लिए। तो मुझे लगता है कि हमें ये अपॉर्चुनिटी लेनी चाहिए एंड इसका अच्छा इस्तेमाल करके हम लोग सोसाइटी के जो प्रॉब्लम्स है, जो हमारे नहीं है बट हमारे साथ रहने वाले बहुत सारे लोगों के, उसके ऊपर हम डेफिनेटली काम कर सकते हैं। सो इसी के साथ मैं हमारे भास्कर प्रभु जी को थैंक यू बोलना चाहूंगा। एंड ग्रुप फोटो के लिए मैं कहूंगा कि सब लोग प्लीज ऑन योर कैमरा एक ग्रुप फोटो क्लिक करेंगे। सो आई एम रिक्वेस्ट अश्विनी टू ये पिन प्लीज हटा दीजिए एंड प्लीज स्टार्ट योर कैमरा क्विकली गाइज। ओके, और भी प्लीज ऑन योर कैमरा क्विकली। हम लोग कोशिश ये कर रहे हैं कि आपका भी टाइम ज्यादा ना जाए। प्लीज स्टार्ट योर कैमरा। ओके, जो अभी अवेलेबल है उनके साथ हम लोग पिक्चर क्लिक कर रहे हैं। प्लीज गो अहेड। ओके, ठीक है।
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Bhaskar sir, and thank you everyone, all participants. Thank you very much. And मुझे लगता है